Hey y'all. So I kind of decided to do a diary entry because that's what this page is for, right? Okay, I'm back. I have a glass of champagne. I wanted to do a diary entry. I haven't done one in a while. Honey, let's talk. Cheers to the upcoming new year. I hope y'all Christmas was blessed. I hope y'all had a good time, full with loved ones, whether those are family members or friends. Okay, so this diary entry today is going to be called Starting Over at 29. I wanted to make this diary entry because number one, I feel like it's very important to share your story because no matter who's listening, you're going to resonate with somebody. Maybe this can help somebody, maybe this can push somebody, maybe this can inspire somebody. When I turned 29, everything became intentional. Maybe not day number one, but walking into 29 was like, we're not just living life to live life. We want to be intentional about how we feel about living life. Right now, I am 32. I'm about to be 33. All right, so when I turned 29, it was like, okay, we on one. I was in a relationship that I realized and I was able to come to terms with I'm not happy and what that meant for everything else. So when I say starting over at 29, we have been together for 10 years. So your housing situation is together. Your finances is together. But when you decide that you're going to start over, that means all of those things have to start over. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? One day I had an epiphany. I knew some shit had to happen. Something that was hard had to happen. Not just being hard in an emotional way. It was hard because I knew that it was so many things that I was working on and had worked on, and that had to completely start over. It's over. It's over now. Move over. It's my turn now. Move over. It's time to take care of me. It's time to take care of you, boo. And it don't matter how it looks on the outside. You have to do what's best for you. So often, baby, this me talking to myself. Okay, baby, so often do you take care? Do you fix it? Do you make it look good? Cosmetically, how is it looking? What is it giving? And I was like, you know what? I don't care how it looks and what it comes off as. Baby girl, it's time to take care of you. Taking care of you may look odd because it's so many things that you wanted to do. It's so many things that you would like to do, but you can't do it here. But because you have been making things look so great, you have been making things cosmetically beautiful, it may look weird. When you are so ready, I'm going to go through all those things, and now you come into the situation with a shield. You know, it's like I came to protect myself because I know what all is coming with. I had mentally prepared myself. I know I'm not happy here. I know if I'm not happy here, then I cannot fulfill the things that I see for myself, the things that I see for, my daughter. Like, I can't do those things if I'm not mentally equipped, okay? If I'm not all the way here, there's no way I can be the best person, the best mother, the best daughter, the best sister, the best friend. I can't be any of those things if I'm not here. I woke up one morning already with these thoughts on my mind, already like anticipating what the possibilities were, how people would look at me. I'm fully prepared for whatever's going to come my way because I'm so sure that this is not what I want to do. In the beginning of being 29, I knew that there were so many red flags in my entire situation. A progressive red flag is what I saw. I was like, bing, epiphany. And why haven't you been paying attention? Nothing else made sense but for me to, one, get out of this situation, and for two, figure out what the fuck you want. If y'all have looked at some of my older videos, then you can kind of get a gist of where I was, what I had to come out of. Disclosure. I'm going to be fully transparent with you guys. Why am I not being transparent with my diary? Because of the situation that I was in, and let me be very clear. My situation was not this because I decided to shut my shop down. My situation was not this because of anything that was outside of my personal life. My business was striving. Even though I was struggling, the business was striving. My credit wasn't the best. It wasn't. Being in a situation where it's like you don't know where ends is gonna meet, you will sacrifice your credit because you know that you can rebuild it up at some time. So I was at that point. You feel me? Come on. You gotta feel me. I'm human. So are you. You know another human. It be like that. I wasn't able to just go and get my own place. I was not. I had to figure out where finances were going to come from. If you remember, I let everything go. I had no clients. I had no way to contact my clients because if you got like 20, 50 clients, yeah, you just may have all their contact. But the way that my clientele was set up, I didn't have everybody's contact in my phone. Style C, if you don't know, that's like a platform for stylists to be able to book the clients. I didn't have a Style C. I didn't have a Facebook. I didn't have a Messenger. I did not have... Listen to me. It was bad. If I go from the transition of being a stay-at-home mother, it was a drastic difference. How was I going to hop back and be able to maintain a lifestyle for myself and for my daughter? How was I going to do that? But the thing is for me, when people are against me, you become my motivator. And then my daughter, that's my fire. The fire under your ass. So, people that's like, girl, how you gonna do that? All right, motivation. Because I say every day, I don't mind being the underdog. Doubt me. Count me out. Because when I come through, I want you to be surprised. I want you to feel my come through. I want you to get a gist of my wind. So now I'm working with my fire and my motivation. Let's go. I'm so grateful for my mom. Even though my mindset and her mindset is two different things, but the way that she loves, the way that she come through for her people, her kids, her family, the way she come through. My mom was like, oh, you worried about your credit and getting a place? Put it in my name. Okay, girl. When a motherfucker is doubting you because you are at your lowest point and they forget who the fuck you are, and sometimes you may forget who you are and what you can do, but when you got them two things, that motivation and that fire, you will surprise yourself. No income and trying to figure out how to come up with a deposit, and then not just your first, but your first and your last month's rent. With no income sound like a lot of money. But when you determine, there is nothing that can stop you. I was like, all right, well, I'm about to Instacart, I'm about to Uber Eats, and I'm about to take my clients. Taking my clients was a little bit tricky because I didn't have a way to contact them. If they're used to contacting me through this platform that I no longer have access to, that I ain't making nothing that's consistent enough to make me feel confident enough to like pay for this. Even though it wasn't much, but when you think about everything else that ties into life, the little extra is extra. Pay for that subscription. I'm going to promote. I just took a leap. I'm gonna go to work. My friend worked at a hotel and she was the hiring manager. At this point in my life, I haven't worked for anybody in a long time. So going to a friend and being like, bitch, I need a job, was a test on my ego. It was like, I knew that anybody that I said this to, they're gonna be like, what? You need a what? Why? Who? How? What? So I had to make that phone call. I had to say, look, I'm going through some stuff and I need a job. So she like, that's weird, but okay. We in the middle of a pandemic. It was right after 4th of July, because I remember she like, yeah, come up here, girl, do this interview. We ain't gonna really do an interview. I'm gonna talk to you about what you did for the 4th of July, and, you know, I'm gonna hire you. So I was like, okay, cool. When I went to the hotel, she like, what is going on? Like, what? And I'm like, I know. It's a lot. She's like, I would never expect you to come up here and tell me that, like, you need to work. And I'm like, I know. I have a lot going on. I will explain later. But right now, I need you to hire me. So she like, okay, all right, well, if you can just come in tomorrow and we'll start training. So I'm like, yes. So I came in the next day, we trained, we did this, and I started making money. Now look, this money wasn't the money that I was used to. Oh, it's rough. After I get off work, I'm about to Uber eat. I live in a college town. I'm Uber eating all night long. 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm outside with it. Here, who needs some food? From doing all of those things, I was able to conjure up deposit first and last month rent. Plus, my mama probably threw in 100, 150 there to make it all make sense. And I appreciated that. I ain't got no link card. I ain't got no TANF. I don't got none of that. This is all just me hustling. After I was able to make that amount of money, I happened to go to my sister's house. And her husband has a friend. He has a shop. He's a barber, but he has a shop. I've been in a position where it's like, okay, I'm taking clients at home now. Wait a minute. Let me go back, because I was able to move out, get a U-Haul, get all my stuff together, move out. I'm in a new crib. Now, just so happened, even like manifestation is so real. I say things like, man, I just want a place that got gray walls. I don't want no white walls. I want gray walls. I want it to be nice and cute, boop, boop, boop. And just so happened, the place that I move in, the one apartment that I moved in was the only apartment that had what? Gray walls. I was like, okay, we starting off on a good track. So I got what I wanted. I started taking my clients there. I was still going to the hotel, still working, doing all of that. And so I had a car, But my car had been sitting for so long that I didn't know if it still worked. So I was able to get my deposit, get my first last rent, and then make some repairs on the car that I needed to use to be able to get around. The car that I had, I rolled it until the wheels fell off, Bookie. I would come home from work, and because of that hustle, I was able to get a nice place. I was able to have food on the table. I was able to provide for my daughter clothes, shoes, school is starting. Like, we're in the middle of the summer while all this is happening. I just made it work. My brother-in-law, he didn't know my situation, at least not that I know that he knew. He know the extent of it, but he knew, he always used to tell me, he always still tell me, if I'm doing something that sounds off, he be like, you're way too talented for that. So he yeah, so Ray, which is his friend, Ray owns a shop. He's talking to the wall, but he's talking out loud. Ray owns a shop. You need a place to work. And y'all both here. So, and walks out. I'm like, you trying to set me up? Why you setting me up like this? Because you know that I'm scared to work at the shop, because you know that the income ain't incoming yet. I'm scared. What are you doing? What are you doing? So I took a chance. Why are you putting me out here on Front Street like this and I'm not ready? But the thing is I thought I wasn't ready. But oh, baby girl, you're ready. You're scared. You're afraid. You needed that boost. You needed something to push you a little more to show you that you're ready. Now, just so conveniently, I also, from my old shop, I had 4 booths that were brand new. They were still in the box. And it just so happened, look at the universe. Look at God. Ray yeah, so I'm trying to get new booths. And so, well, I was about to sell these and they was going for $100. Booth rent $100. So if I got 4, that's like a month worth of free booth rent. On top of that, he also told me yeah, when anybody's starting new, I give them a month of free booth rent and a month of half off. So I had 2 free months and a month half off. I was like, oh, I could juke this. I could do something with this. I went into the shop and I started working. I started promoting, I started going full in, and off of that, I was able to finance my lifestyle. I was able to finance my anything, my bills, my this, my that. I was able to afford it. It was great. I was doing my thing. If you are in a situation that you no longer want to be in, no matter if that's a working situation, no matter if that's a relationship situation, no matter if that's a friendship situation, it doesn't matter. Don't let that stop you. If you have something that you need to do, need to work on, want to do, want to work on, want to progress in, if there is something that you want to act on, if there is a gut feeling, do it. If it does not make sense, but you got that gut feeling that's so strong, that's your time. That's your sign. Work towards it. Work on it. Acknowledge that feeling. Acknowledge that feeling and then jump on it. Work on it. Do your thing. When I was 29, and my intention was not to go into being 30, wasting my life, wasting my time. If those things no longer serve me, release it. Don't be afraid to do something that makes no sense to anybody else. But as long as it makes sense to you, do it, boo. Going into 2020, that was my whole thing. It doesn't matter who it makes sense to, because I've personally done things that make sense to other people because I was not confident in it making sense to myself. But I knew that it did, but the confidence wasn't there. But it made sense to everybody else. It looked good. If it does not please you, if it does not feed you, if it does not serve you, why are you doing it? Like, that is something that I had to ask myself. Doing everything for everybody else, but not doing it for who? Myself. And guess who suffered? Me. Because I was doing things that didn't serve me, but it served others. The reality of everything is you're not going to have your shit together 100% of the time. So, if other people can't deal with their things not being together 100% of the time, how the hell do you expect them to deal with your things that's not together 100% of the time? I had to come to that reality. It was hard, it was tough, but it was worth it. It was so worth walking away from a situation that no longer served me, that was not beneficial to me, and I was not going to benefit it. Can we please talk about it? Please! I don't want to do that no more. So the things that you do not want to do, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Stop what you're doing and do what you really want to do, because life is too short. We are not about to sit in something that looks good but does not feel good. Take that leap. Do what you need to do to make you happy. Don't let nobody tell you that it's too early. Don't let nobody tell you that it's too late. I'm so glad that I took the leap in the challenge of starting over. I am so much more happier. I'm so, I feel so free. Like, I feel good. Like, starting over gave me the capability of new momentum. I'm just grateful. I'm blessed. We are blessed. Our household is blessed to have started over, went through struggle, came back out, and on the way to the top. So yes, that's a little testament. That's a testimony. Because I don't want the simple life. It's the fine things I